Hello, my name's Jacqueline Valenzuela. I'm an oil painter. My 9 pieces that are being shown for taking up space all revolve around the idea of representation, specifically representation for women within the lowrider community. As a woman lowrider, I quickly became aware of the deep sexism within this community. This struck a nerve in me because I didn't really think about it before that. So I felt like I needed to create these paintings because I felt a connection with the women that I was talking to and meeting. There was a lot of similarities between the issues that we were facing. My art practice hasn't always been focused on women lowriding. At one point, I felt pressured to create pieces that highlighted the Mexican experience. It felt ingenuine to me because I am a first-generation Mexican American. And I've always traveled a line between not being Mexican enough, but also not being American enough. It wasn't until I became a lowrider owner that I felt a real need to paint or create something that actually felt genuine to me or felt real and personal. So that happened about 2 to 3 years ago that I really started focusing on this series. That's around the time that I also began to show work. Before then, I didn't really consider myself an artist, or I didn't really see art as an actual career for me. I think this stemmed from never really being sure about how art could be a career for me. That was never in my play of cards or whatever. I had always created art when I was a child, but it was always just a hobby for me. I went in and out of it. I didn't want to pursue a higher education. It was my senior year of high school, and I remember my teacher badgered me to apply to school, to apply to any university as long as I applied. That's when I really thought, okay, art is something I'm interested in, so I'll just major in art because I didn't know what else to pick for a major. But here I am, nearly 6 years later. I wish I knew then and even earlier on, like as a child, that art was an attainable career for me because I think that would have been life-changing at the moment. I'm happy that now I am an artist, but I think when you're a child and you're not being shown art that represents you or your background or anything that you can really connect with, you can't see yourself in art. You don't think that that's a real thing that can be a part of your life. I think this is another main reason that I create, besides just representation for women. I feel the need to not only create work for myself and women in my same position, but also to create so younger individuals within these communities that I depict, or the community that I grew up in, know that they can become artists too. That there's a place for them in the art world. In a way, my art acts like an extension of myself because I am creating works that a younger me could have connected with. By depicting urban landscapes, I am creating a platform for a world that is very real to me and very real to the individuals within my community. It's always rewarding when you show your work and someone from those communities sees your work and they know. I've had a couple of times where individuals have told me, oh, I actually know that place. I grew up around that area. So that's always really rewarding to me, for them to know that someone from their community is taking the time to depict it and to almost immortalize it. So obviously representation matters. That is one of the reasons that I make it a point to find beauty in these cityscapes and communities that are overlooked. To others, it may be ugly or uninteresting, but to myself and to the women that I paint these paintings for, they act as reminders of home and their real life. So I hope that they can act as beacons for younger individuals that are trying to see themselves within the art world, because I know that that's a big deal. Just in general, I think the art world really needs to take a step back and spend more time highlighting these artists, not just at a professional level, but I think in an academic level, because I know even when I was pursuing an art degree, I don't think that I was exposed to as many BIPOC artists, women artists, just different individuals that create art as that I could have been exposed to, that now I know about, and I'm so happy to know about them. So shows like Taking Up Space are, I think, really making a difference and really making that possible.